And then 1 second I'm making beats, and the next second I'm cleaning human feces off of a floor. I was telling someone the other day, I'm like, look around, like the few accomplishments I have, the few plaques I have, anything I've gotten in this music business, you can't tell me I didn't deserve. After going through stuff like this, I truly believe that behind every music producer's career, there's a string of insane stories. This story that I'm about to tell you is not only crazy, but it's also incredibly embarrassing. And the story I'm about to tell you happened before I had a music career. I wasn't doing this for a living, even part-time back then. And so things like that help me appreciate where I am today and stay incredibly grateful and appreciative of the position I'm in right now. No matter how many people I might perceive as, above me in their careers, it doesn't matter. I'm here and I'm grateful for that. So let's go back to, I don't know when it was, 2005, maybe 2004. You ever have those friends that are close friends, but they're not great friends? They're 50-50. They're halfway friends. They 1 second do something that seems loving and loyal, and the next second they do some bullshit where you're like, you are acting worse than an enemy right now. I had a couple friends like that. We can get into the psychology of that in another video. I had a very close friend who was basically like a brother to me. He had a terrible habit. He had a lot of terrible habits. What am I talking about? One of his terrible habits that caused me a lot of inconvenience was he would go out, meet random women, give them my phone number instead of his. I don't know why he didn't just make up a number. I think it's because there was something in his brain that just didn't allow him to be imaginative and think on his feet. So he would give out my phone number. I'd be getting phone calls from drunk women at 4 a.m, and I'm just trying to be a college student. I'm living at my parents' house. The other thing that he would do that I hated, and it was really disrespectful, was he would bring random people over and just leave them at my house. He would show up like, yeah, dog, I got this motherfucker. You want to, I'm like, I don't, why is he here? And then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna slide right quick and I'm gonna be back in 15. And then 5 hours later, the person is still at the house. I'm in college. I'm in my very early 20s. I'm living with my parents. So this was an inconvenience to everybody involved. So this is where my story starts, right? He comes by with this random guy. I'm gonna call him Chris. Let's call him Chris. I had seen Chris around. He was a rapper. They're both rappers. I don't know him very well. He mumbles a lot. He was just always kind of talking to himself in this kind of grumbly tone, and I could barely understand what he was saying.
There's a good furniture place right here in Madison.
But otherwise, I didn't have any sort of issue with him. He brings him over. He pulls the whole, yeah, I'm gonna slide and be back in 15, 20 minutes, whatever, and just leaves Chris on the couch. And I got shit to do. Like, I'm full-time in school. I'm working several jobs, and I'm trying to make music in the various ill-fated rap groups that I'm a part of at the time. Chris is sitting on the futon in the old studio that was just a small room in my parents' house. I'm trying my best to be civil, but I got stuff to do, so he's kind of in the corner mumbling. My life, man. And I'm trying to get homework done, and then, maybe make some beats. And also, I'm not blaming other people for my lack of boundaries at the time. I should have told him, no, you can't leave this guy here. I don't give a fuck if you say 15 minutes, 15 seconds. I know you're a goddamn liar. Take this man the fuck with you wherever you're about to go. That's on me. These are things that you learn with experience and therapy. I encourage that for everybody. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I haven't been to therapy. Chris is sitting on my couch. My friend is nowhere to be seen. It's been hours at this point. It's just getting awkward. One, I don't really understand what he's saying because he mumbles and I can't really have a conversation with him. When he raps, he's very clear. The other thing too is he's just sitting here just kind of not doing anything. That was shitty of our mutual friend to put us in that position. So finally I just turned, I'm like, yo, Chris, you want to record some music? I know you rap. Let me put a beat on. Yeah, we record a couple songs. Finally, my friend shows up, takes them away. We recorded maybe 3-4 songs because it was freestyle. It was quick, whatever. And as an aside, eventually this guy pulls some weird. So I had a physical answering machine. We had little cell phones, but they weren't what they are today. And he called me and left a message on my answering machine and forgot to hang up and is talking. And I hear him talking a whole mess of shit about me. I can't do his voice very well, but he was just talking about, it's way bigger shit out there, man. These Madison cats don't know shit. Talking about me, basically saying, because I'm not bending over backwards to do everything I can to promote his music, worshiping him as a god. He was all right. He wasn't great. That I had no vision. I had no future in music. Well, look at you now. I can say that about a lot of people from my past. Fuck them. Then, as a result, I count us as even because we prank called him and it was hilarious. Made him rap about cheese dogs. Don't ask me. Memory came up with that shit.
Cheese dogs. Yo, I'm eating them a lot. I even eat cheese dogs on a date to get her high.
But back to the story. So we record these 3 or 4 songs at my house, and he gets this idea in his head that it's a whole EP. So to round it off, he wants to record a couple more songs. And of course, I was just trying to be the nice guy, which is toxic. Don't ever try to be a nice guy. Enforce your boundaries and figure something out. This shit will come back to bite you in the ass. And it did for me, because now the expectation was that he was going to record full EP with me, all my beats. I record of course, he's not paying me. Who would pay for engineering and recording and tracking and production? And my stupid ass is like, yeah, cool, Chris, whatever. You know, I don't want to do it, but now I'm mixing shit and he's doing album art. He shows up during the last session. We're wrapping everything up. He has a friend with him because he doesn't drive. Regular looking white dude. Let's call him Seth. Good a name as any. It's a hot ass day. Seth is in sandals and shorts. Seth is sitting in his car. I'm like, yo, Seth, come on in. No, I'm gonna sit in my car, dude. Okay, cool. Sit in your car. But the front door is open in case you have to use the bathroom or you want to get some water or something. It's a hot ass summer day. He's like a puppy in a closed vehicle. I don't want the guy passing out. So we're upstairs recording the last of this EP. I hear the door open. I hear the toilet flush. Okay, cool. Seth used the bathroom downstairs. Whatever. We wrap up. Chris leaves. Everything's all good. I'm just getting to work. It's like noon by now. My dad works for third shift, so he's just waking up. All of a sudden, I hear from downstairs my dad scream, "What the fuck?" And my dad doesn't yell very often at all. I run downstairs. My dad had stepped in human shit. You might ask why there was human shit on the floor. I asked the same question. As a matter of fact, I put on my Sherlock Holmes cap and scanned the ground and noticed there was actually a trail of feces from the downstairs bathroom, which is a half bathroom, very tiny, along the tile, along the floor, all the way up to the threshold of the front door. Yes, Seth had shat on the floor of the bathroom. I'm living at my parents' house. Someone shit on the floor. I gotta clean it. Not only did I record an entire EP, not only did I produce and mix and master an entire EP that I didn't even want to make, I'm doing the degrading task of scrubbing brown fecal matter from tile grout. Needless to say, I'm unhappy. I call up Chris and I say, "Hey Chris, are you with Seth?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm with Seth right now. Can I talk to Seth?" Seth gets on the phone. "What's up, dude?" I say, "Hey Seth, I don't know how else to say this, so I'm just gonna say it. You took a shit on my floor." "What? Whoa, I'd never do a thing like that." Be that as it may, Seth, your feces was in the tile. This motherfucker has the nerve to say, "Maybe there's something wrong with your toilet." Now, I've had many a toilet break. Usually it's the flushing mechanism. It's a problem with the tank. It's that little floaty thing. Sometimes toilets get clogged. Never have I ever witnessed a toilet eject a single turd from its bowl, minus water, such that it lands perfectly on a tile floor. And again, recall I said there was a trail leading from the bathroom to the front door. So not only was the turd on the floor, it was stepped on and tracked about the house by its owner. So it's very clear to me that Seth wants to play stupid. I say, "All right, Seth, it's not a problem with my toilet, and you're not the kind of person that I ever want to see in my house again, so do not ever come back." He later apologized in person, wanted to shake my hand, which I promptly washed. Did I accept his apology? Sure. Was he ever back at the house? No. Do I think we're even now? No. That's a gross ass story, and let me tell you something, I didn't quit making beats or recording music after that, and I have a lot of stories, maybe not so gross as that one, but certainly pretty troubling. I tweeted about the crazy stories that producers probably have. And there were people telling me about getting choked out in the studio, about equipment stolen at gunpoint. If you have a crazy story, leave a comment. I have an idea. Maybe we could start sharing these in like a compilation, just so those of us who are currently struggling with our music careers to build the music careers up, because that's very difficult. And then on top of it, we have weird situations like this happen, just so we're not discouraged and we don't feel alone. It might be good comic relief and community building for us to share these stories. Figured I would start with a pretty bad one, and maybe I'll tell more, because I have more. Till then, appreciate you listening to me talk about how I had to clean human feces off of tile and grout, which is really difficult. The grout part, ugh. Shout out to any custodian that has to deal with that regularly, because public bathrooms are nasty. And shout out to the producers who have to do custodial work and not get paid for it. Peace.
Cheese dogs is something you eat when it's good. It's good for kids to eat and enjoy with your family. Kids love cheese dogs for lunch. And they can even have it with their family for brunch. And it's all good because I used to eat cheese dog myself, and now I'm grown up, and it's still good for my health.